she was killed. And they
The
tried
top
to
six
cover it
girls
up.
really look great, but you seem to have that perfect
I
aesthetic
wasn't
look.
into hip hop or even soul music.
There are definitely people that need a little Viagra.
What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today I'm doing my review and wrap up of the prejudging from the 2022 Arnold Classic for the Men's Open Pro Bodybuilding, and it's a battle between Justin Rodriguez, William Bonac, Brandon Curry, and Steve Kuclo. That was the final call out. They moved all the guys around a fair bit. It seemed like William Bonac and Brandon Curry were kept in the middle for the most part, except for that final call out. So I'd say those two are the top two, and they're in the driver's seats. But as we saw at last year's Arnold Classic, some things sort of mixed up because we saw a final two call out between Steve Kuclo and Nick Walker, and Steve Kuclo ended up being in third place, and Ian Valier slipped in there. So we'll start with a front double bicep, and I'll start from left to right and go through all these guys individually, just so you know who all the guys are, and makes it a little bit easier that way. So Justin Rodriguez on the left here, he's got the biggest structure. He's got some insanely peaky biceps as well. His legs have come up as well. His midsection, yes, still a little bit thick. If you can work on that front double bicep pose, he would be winning this one, in my opinion. William Bonac, you can see he's the most conditioned guy in the lineup. He's the hardest. He's the most granite conditioned, in my opinion, and he just has that sort of fullness and pop to his physique. Brandon Curry, he's got the prettiest physique here. He's second on the right. I think that, you know, he looks great in this pose. It's a really great pose for him. He looks aesthetic in it, and it's really a hard pose to make look, I suppose, sort of flawless, and he sort of does that on this one. Not quite as crisp as, I say, William Bonac or maybe even Justin Rodriguez, but still looks great on that pose. And Steve Kuclo, his biceps don't peak like a Justin Rodriguez or a William Bonac or necessarily even a Brandon Curry necessarily, but he's come in his all-time best condition, in my opinion. Legs look great, midsection looks great on this pose, but I'd say he's probably finishing at fourth position on the front double bicep. So pretty much on the front double, I'd give it to either probably, it's tough. It's between Brandon Curry, Justin Rodriguez, and William Bonac. Maybe the midsection sort of hurts Justin there. It's between Bonac and Brandon, but let me know who you think wins that front double bicep in the comments below. Front lat spread. Now, Justin Rodriguez looks enormous on this pose, but I'd have Steve Kuclo winning it. He looks the most balanced. He's got the great delts, the nice chest, the big arms, the legs look great, and he comes in at the midsection and he's in great condition. So I think that Steve Kuclo has the least weaknesses on this pose, and I think he wins that one. In second place, I'd probably say Justin Rodriguez or Brandon. Justin, only for the reason that he looks so enormous on this pose and his quads look bigger than they did last year. Now, I think he's got a little bit of an angle on this photo, in my opinion, but I just think that, you know, his size is absolutely tremendous. His delts pop up quite a bit, which I think always doesn't maybe necessarily flow as much of these other guys, although his delts look crazy impressive, so I don't know where you guys stand on that. But I would be giving this one in second place to Justin or Brandon, and then in fourth place, William. He looks granite, but he's just not hitting it. I think I'd like to see his waist back a little bit as he's hitting that, and his chest sort of pushed forward a bit maybe, and that would make him potentially even, you know, be right up there winning that pose. Now, the side chest, this one, in my opinion, is between William and Brandon. I'd probably give the edge to William, just based on conditioning and the level of hardness there. Now, Brandon isn't out of condition. It's just that these three other guys are probably in either their equal best or their all-time best conditioning. I think Justin and Steve Kuclo are in their all-time best condition, and William Bonac is probably, you know, his equal all-time best condition. And Brandon's brought great conditioning, but just in comparison to some of these other guys bringing their very, very best, he doesn't look quite as crisp as like a William Bonac, for example. So I'd say William in first, maybe Brandon in second, and then Justin and Steve equal third there. So let's move on to the back double bicep. This one is extremely close between William and Justin, just in my opinion. William is super dense, super thick through that back. Really, there's no weaknesses. His glutes are in. He's just, you know, doesn't have the same structure as like a Justin Rodriguez. Justin has the structure. He's got a huge back. His glutes are crazy developed. He's got good calves. He's, you know, not as hard in the glutes and hamstrings as maybe like a Bonac, but it's very, very close. Structure-wise and bigness-wise, you'd definitely say Justin Rodriguez, but in terms of detail and all that sort of stuff and just the density, I'd say William Bonac, and then I'd say Brandon Curry in third on this pose. I mean, you can see his glutes are in, and you can see he's obviously darker than a few of these other guys as well, and a little bit in the shadow, so it's a bit hard to tell in terms of the lower back and all that sort of stuff, but Brandon looks pretty damn good on this pose as well, and he's sort of just behind Bonac and Justin Rodriguez. And then I have Steve Kuclo in fourth place on this pose. all-time best conditioning, he still is great on this pose, and he's not too far off Brandon really, but I think that his back is just not quite what these other guys are here, because I think Justin and William, their back is sort of their strong points. Now in the back lat spread, this one I think is Justin Rodriguez. I think his structure is probably just a little bit too big, with a William Bonac in a close second, then Brandon Curry then in a close third as well, with Steve Kuclo in fourth on that one. In the side tricep, this one is Brandon's pose in my opinion. He looks fantastic on that. You can see the thickness through the delts, the chest, the arms. The midsection is super tight. His side leg has improved over the last couple of years, so Brandon Curry in first on the side tricep. In second, I have Steve Kuclo. He looks fantastic in that shot. And actually, a lot of guys in this show had fantastic side triceps. In third place, William Bonac. You can see the detail on that outer quad. Looks insane. Doesn't quite have the same flow as like a Brandon Curry or a Steve Kuclo on this shot. And then in fourth place on this one is Justin Rodriguez. He can't really get that midsection super tight. He's got it sort of pulled in enough, but it's not detailed, and it's still not as small as these other guys' midsections as well, although his side leg does look fantastic. In the ab shot, I'd say this is Brandon Curry's pose. He looks super aesthetic on this shot. His legs look pretty damn good in this one as well, and he hits the side one and the front version of this pose very, very well. In second place, I'd say Steve Kuclo. Quads look great. Midsection looks tight, best all-time conditioning in my opinion. I'd say in third place, Justin Rodriguez, and then William Bonac. Although when he does hit this shot and he's a little bit more upright, he does look pretty damn good, and he gets a lot of detail through those, those intercostals, obliques, and serratus sort of area as well. Now moving on to the most muscular, I would say this is between William and Brandon. Maybe William has the slight edge because he is granite hard. He's got an extreme level of fullness as well. So I'd probably give the slight edge to William over Brandon in this pose, and then Justin and Steve are very, very close as well. And you make an argument for both these guys on that pose also. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you have winning the 2022 Arnold Classic? Finals is this time tomorrow as well, on Saturday night in the US. For the rest of the world, like for Australia where I am, that's Sunday morning, and then in the UK I have absolutely no idea. It's probably somewhere in between those two. So make sure you stay tuned to Desktop Bodybuilding over the weekend for all your 2022 Arnold Classic coverage, including coverage of the finals tomorrow night. Now I want to mention before I wrap this one up as well, that my channel actually got demonetized a couple of days ago, which I've been trying to figure out exactly why, or exactly what video got demonetized for. And it seems like there's some pretty strict rules, as you can see up on the screen right now, that I can't share, video from other social medias and things like that. So I am concerned for other bodybuilding channels out there as well. So if you want to support that, obviously not only myself, but just keep these bodybuilding channels going, and I'm going to try to abide by these rules. I'm going to start some long form podcasts and all that sort of stuff. So if you do want to support, what I'm doing and what other people are doing, I'm going to make some t-shirts available. They should be popping up under videos very, very soon, but I'm going to put the link in the description below. So if you guys can purchase a t-shirt or two or whatever, I'm going to be coming out with regular designs. I might come out with like a new design every single week. And if I can make, a bit of money through this and maybe get a couple more sponsors as well, then it will be able to keep my YouTube channel going. Because if it's demonetized, then I'm getting no money from any views or anything like that. There will be no ads on my video, which is a benefit as well. So if you purchase a t-shirt, maybe like 2 a year or something like that, it only really puts about $20 in my pocket, but it all goes a long way to helping. And obviously I've got 37,000 subscribers. So if you all bought one t-shirt, then that would be a huge benefit to me, obviously. And I know not everyone's going to buy one, but if you can buy a t-shirt or a couple a year or something like that with me releasing new designs every week, then that would be a huge help to me. And obviously, if there are any sponsors out there that do want to sponsor Desktop Bodybuilding, hit me up. My email is across the bottom of the screen right now. It's xavierwills89@gmail.com. So one more thing before I wrap up this video, head to hdmuscle.com, enter the code DESKTOP. You save yourself 10% on some amazing supplements. So make sure you check that out. So that's it for me, for Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding. We are out.